everyone, back with me again Rizka Rahma Nuriyah, and I'm a student from English Department UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta. And in this video, I will make a review about some articles that I've studied before, and beside of that, I will also make a correlation between those articles. So, without any further ado, let's check this out. Okay, so before we going to the next section, which is a review about each articles, I will give you the table of contents about the articles that I'm going to review on this video. So the first article is the impact of podcast on EFL students' listening comprehension, and the second is the impact of cultural background on listening comprehensions of Saudi EFL students, and the third is flipped classroom model and its impact on Iranian EFL learners' classroom anxiety and listening performance, and the fourth is the impact of using TED Talks as a learning instrument on enhancing Indonesian EFL learners' listening skill, and the fifth is the effects of adding subtitles to video via apps on developing EFL students' listening comprehension. And the sixth is using English movies and TV programs for developing listening skills of EFL learners. And the seventh is the effect of mobile learning on listening comprehension skills and attitudes of many EFL adult learners. The eighth is improving students' listening skill using task-based approach in EFL classroom setting. And the ninth is impact of mobile virtual reality or VR in EFL learners' listening comprehension. And the last is the impact of metacognitive instruction on EFL low learners' listening performance and metacognitive awareness. Okay, so the first article that we are going to review is the impact of podcast on EFL students' listening comprehension. And this article was arranged by Trianti Abdul Rahman, Nonni Basalama, and Muhammad Rizki Widodo. And this article was published in International Journal of Language Education 2018. Now we have the general problem area of this article. So basically, this article was made by the conditions when students are required to communicate in English well, both orally and written. And listening is one of the oral ways of communication in English, but still learning media for listening courses that have yet to be utilized by English teachers can hinder the students from improving their listening skills. And the purpose of this article is to investigate the impact of podcasts in enhancing EFL learners' proficiency in listening and their perceptions of using podcasts in the listening classroom. And the result of this article is that podcasts can improve and enhance students' listening comprehension. But still, the success of podcasts in enhancing students' listening skills depends on the teacher's competence with the use of such tools and the appropriate selections of the materials in a way that guides the learners to meet their learning objectives. And students' perceptions and reactions toward the use of podcasts are positive. All of the students recommend and request more audio in the listening class. And the second article is the impact of cultural background on listening comprehension of Saudi EFL students, which was written by Mohammed Hamad Al-Keresh and was published by Arab World English Journal in 2020. So the general problem area of this article is that listening is one of the essential skills more than other communication skills, which is also evidenced by another study that says listening takes approximately 50% of time in learning process. Besides of that, listening is one of the most challenging competence and skills of language acquisition, especially for EFL learners, because listening involves interpreting, understanding, evaluating, and memorizing. And the purpose of this study is to ascertain, do EFL students in Saudi face some difficulties in their listening process, and the solutions of those difficulties, and also whether their cultural background can influence their listening process. And the result of this study is that EFL students in Saudi sometimes face several problems in their listening process. our listening comprehension, such as lack of vocabulary or difficulties in understanding the materials which is unfamiliar with their beliefs. And the solutions for those difficulties is by developing their positive attitudes toward English in general and toward listening in particular, through providing them the materials that address their beliefs and are in line with their Islamic values. And also, the students' cultural backgrounds sometimes influence their process of integrating listening because some materials in listening are not in line with their beliefs. The next article is Flipped Classroom Model and its Impact on Iranian EFL Learners' Classroom Anxiety and Listening Performance, which was arranged by Paiman Rajabi, Kevin Mahmoudi, and Syed Ali Hosseini and was published by Computer Assist Language Learning Electronic Journal in 2021. The general problem area of this article is that listening requires more significant skills than other English skills because, listening is the first step in acquiring the language well and has a vital role for students in understanding the spoken language media such as films or songs or podcasts and anything. But unfortunately, almost 50% of EFL students often have anxiety when they are in the listening classroom, which could make them feel like the learning activities are not delightful and are not interesting. And the purpose of this study is to examine the impact of the flipped classroom method on EFL students in Iran regarding their anxiety and listening performance. And the result of this study is that the flipped classroom can reduce anxiety during class because students can feel like delighted and enjoy the course, and therefore the teachers should reduce learners' anxiety by increasing their self-confidence in the EFL classroom. And moreover, the flipped classroom method allows the students to improve their language proficiency more quickly by working individually and in the classroom. Okay, the next article is the impact of using TED Talks as a learning instrument on enhancing Indonesian EFL learners' listening skills, which is published by Hindawi Education Research International and was written by Irene Cecilia Uribe Hernandez, Ismail Suardi WK, and Mir Muhammad Farooq Haidari in 2022. Okay, the general problem area of this article is that listening comprehensions often ignored by the teachers in learning English because sometimes the teachers put more effort and emphasis on another skill rather than in the listening skills. But in fact, listening and other skills have the same big role in communication. And the purpose of this study is to examine the impacts of TED Talks video on Indonesian EFL students in raising their awareness of the role of the technology in language learning and also improving their listening skills. And the result of this study is that TED Talks assist Indonesian EFL learners in improving their awareness in the use of technology in language learning process because technology and communication have a direct impact on language education and language learning, and it can make the students willingly attracted and engaged and also participate in learning activities. Moreover, TED Talks video can also improve the students' listening skills because students are more attracted with a media that talks about daily topic or life-related topic, and the students also can choose where, when, and how many times to watch the TED Talk. The next article is Effects of Adding Subtitles to Video via Apps on Developing EFL Students' Listening Comprehension, which is written by Thuraya Alepsi and which is published by Theory and Practice in Language Studies in 2020. General problem area of this article is that the use of technology, which has become very competitive in raising the level of education from excellent to innovative. However, a growing demand for quality modern technology is still existing until now. And the purpose of this study is to discuss various ways to practice the new language while still increasing the attraction to the language, and to investigate the effect of adding subtitles on the video that is used by EFL students in learning activities. And the result of this study is practicing a new language while still increasing attention to the language can be done through learning via video watching and adding text apps, because those media give the students opportunities to become capable of understanding language inputs. Moreover, adding subtitles to the video support EFL students in comprehending the materials, understanding new vocabularies, and also acquiring the contents more easily rather than watching the videos without subtitles. And the next article is using English movies and TV programs for developing listening skills of EFL learners, which was written by Radislav Metruk and was published by Information Technologies and Learning Tools Journal in 2019. The general problem area of this article is that students are exposed to meaningful language to develop their language abilities, especially in receptive skills such as reading and listening. In addition, listening skills need to be developed because listening skills influences the effectiveness of individual communication. And the purpose of this study is to investigate the effects of employing ICT, namely extensive viewing of movies and TV programs in daily exposure in English, on the listening skills of EFL students. And the result of the study is extensive listening or extensive viewing brings a positive impact on the listening skills of EFL students. And this is ICT can be regarded as an interesting way and a useful way of practicing listening skills. Technological advancement and the internet offer ample opportunities for watching authentic English movies or TV programs and even another videos, and EFL learners shouldn't be afraid of using them for their advantages. But still, there is no significant difference in viewing movies and TV programs in daily exposure. The next article is the effect of mobile learning on listening comprehension skills and attitudes of Omani EFL adult learners, which was written by Abdullah Al-Shamsi, Abdul Muhammad Al-Meklavi, Saleh Al-Busaidi, and Maher Muhammad Hilal, and was published by International Journal of Learning, Teaching and Educational Research in 2020. The general problem area of this article is that Omani students who need help in listening comprehensions due to the incompetent treatment of listening comprehensions, insufficient exposure of listening outside the classroom, and also low quality listening material. And the purpose of this article is to explore the effect of mobile learning on improving EFL adult students' listening skills in Oman, investigate their attitudes, and explore the factors that stand as barriers to its implementations. And the result of this study is mobile learning can effectively improve students' listening skills and also motivate language students to be self-regulated so that more language and exposure practice occur. And the media such as mobile phones can be beneficial for them when it is used in English language classrooms. So that conditions shows that EFL students have a positive attitude toward using mobile phones in language learning. However, the students stressed some challenges related to mobile software design, such as screen sizes of mobile phones and also the network connections and listening content. Okay, the next article is improving students' listening skills using task-based learning approach in EFL classroom setting, which was written by Heri Kuswoyo and Ahmad Yudi Wahyudin and was published by Information Technologies and Learning Tools Advanced in Social Science, Education and Humanities Research in 2017. The general problem area of this article is that most teachers use the lecturing method in teaching listening skills, conveying the materials only by continuous speech, which makes students become uninterested in the teacher's explanations and they get a low level listening skills. And the purpose of this article is to investigate the improvement of the students' listening skills by using the task-based learning approach and students' perceptions of the task-based learning approach in functional listening classroom. And the result of this article is that the task-based learning approach could improve the students' listening skills, and students show positive responses over applying the task-based learning approach. Moreover, the task-based learning approach significantly contributes to the learning process of listening accurately and fluently. And students also give a positive reaction to the use of the task-based learning approach in functional listening classroom by giving more attention and also increasing awareness of their skill in the listening classroom. And the next article is the impact of mobile virtual reality on EFL learners' listening comprehension, which is written by Zoe Tai and published by Language Learning and Technology in 2017. The general problem area of this article is that listening skills, one of the skills that can cause anxiety in EFL students. You know, listening has limited learning media and listening is a non-interactive skill. So, when the teacher used the teacher-centered learning style, that method can make students need help in comprehending the materials and also can make students become uninterested in the learning activities and less motivated in learning skills. And the purpose of this study is to examine the impact of virtual reality via mobile rendered head-mounted displays on EFL students' listening comprehensions, the effect of the degree of interaction with a VR app on a listening comprehensions, and also the students' reaction toward VR media. And the result of the study is mobile VR facilitates adolescent EFL students' listening comprehension and makes an ideal environment for linguistic immersions, allowing mobile VR players to experiment and explore. The interaction with the virtual characters provided essential scaffolding and immediate feedback, and crucial for the mobile VR players educate listening comprehensions and retention. Overall, the EFL students were interested and motivated to listen using the mobile VR technology. Okay, the last article is the impact of metacognitive instruction on EFL low-level learners' listening performance and metacognitive awareness, which is written by Christian Alexander Shirokeshiro and was published by International Journal of Instruction in 2023. The general problem of this article is that listening comprehension is a complex process which involves receiving acoustic input and deriving meaning from listening input. But still, most language centers and schools only focus on listen and do activities. So, the purpose of this article is that to investigate the impact of metacognitive instruction on the listening performance and also metacognitive awareness of EFL low-level students. And the result of the study is that metacognitive instruction positively impacted listening comprehension and metacognition. Metacognitive instruction made students become more aware on the listening process and know how to plan, how to monitor, and how to evaluate their listening process. They also can improve their listening comprehension and they can gain the confidence when dealing with listening activities. Overall, metacognitive instruction effectively improves students' listening performance and also metacognitive awareness. Okay, so as what I've said before, that I'm going to make a correlation between the articles that I've had reviewed to you guys. So now on the screen you can see there are 4 articles, and these 4 articles mainly talks about how to improve the students' listening skills in various methods and approaches, and also what are the factors that influence students' listening comprehension or listening activities. And the last is the correlation between these 6 articles. These 6 articles mainly talk about how to improve the students' listening skills using various technology and various media. Okay, so this is the end of the video, and before I end it, I hope this video could give you some insights and some knowledge about listening and the area within it, and I hope this video can also gives you the motivation to enhance your listening skills. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time and have a great day.